What's good, y'all? My name is Dylan Green, and this is Real Notes, a space dedicated to blurring the cultural and artistic lines between rap and film. I'm here to chop it up with everyone from rappers and producers to journalists and video directors about their relationship to movies and how, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guest this week is Brooklyn rapper Chelsea Reject. We spoke about the Hulu original movie Fresh, Black Mirror, veganism, the Final Destination series, Dragonball Z, growing up in the church, watching non-secular media in secret, realizing that we both attended New York College SUNY Purchase at the same time, New York hip-hop during the rise of pro era, and the creative processes behind all her projects, including her latest album, This Is Not My Final Form. Come fuck with us. What's cracking, everybody? It's my birthday. It won't be my birthday when this comes out, but it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Fucking Real Notes, we're back at it. It's been a little while, but we're back at it type shit. Dylan Green, CineMasai. I do a lot of things. I accidentally undercooked my pancakes this morning, so I'm kind of upset about that. But we're here.
I never heard
what happened?
You said undercooked? I never heard of that.
Yeah, me either. I cut into, like, you know how sometimes like you'll like cut into like chicken or some shit and it'll just like still be pink in the middle. Like apparently a pancake will be cooked on the outside, but like still just be like raw dough on the inside. And they're like thin too. So it's weird that happened. I don't know how or why that happened, but this is the type of magic you can expect on your birthday, I guess. But kicking the day off right with somebody that I got a lot of love and respect for. She's been going at it for years, and y'all haven't been putting enough respect on her name for my taste. So we got her to come on here and talk her shit. It's a rapper, a dog person, a lot of things. This person's a lot of things. We got Chelsea Reject in the building. What's going on, Chelsea? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, New York City weather getting better. That's like, it takes away the whole seasonal depression thing.
Yeah.
It's lit.
We're technically like 2-3 days away from like the first day of spring too. So like this is like right on time,
Right. Wait, you're Aries? Is it Aries season?
I'm a Pisces. I'm like right on the cusp of Pisces Aries. I just learned that like last week.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up too.
April. When's your birthday? Oh, April what? I'm sorry, I missed it.
The 8th.
The 8th. Okay, cool. Yeah, my dad's the 15th.
Oh wow.
So I think he's an Aries too. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember when Aries season ends. Yeah. Okay.
He's the best. The best sign there is.
Oh man, I like Aries. I got no problem with Aries at all. I'm not as attuned to zodiac shit as I'd like to be sometimes. So I don't know everybody's specific shit, but from what I understand, most of the Aries I know are pretty cool.
Right.
So I'm not tripping.
From what I understand too.
But yo, Chels, thank you so much for coming on. Like, I know this is very last minute, but I appreciate you for coming here and doing this.
Likewise, thank you for having me, man. It's been a long journey out here.
Right. Nah, yeah, of course. And yeah, we talked about 2 years ago when This Is Not My Final Form came out. But I figured it was time for a little check-in and a tune-up. And for something a little more fun and not as structured. So let's go.
Let's get it.
First question I ask everybody who comes on here: what was the last movie or TV show you watched that you had a strong opinion about?
It was called, it's a Hulu original. I think it's called Fresh, or I think it's Fresh, but it's crazy. It's called Fresh. That movie was ridiculous. I don't want to give away too much, but like that shit was crazy, bro. It was like they were eating humans. That's all I'm gonna say. They were the whole market supposedly for human flesh. I was like, bruh, like rich elite people are eating.
Oh nah. I know what this is. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I know what this is. So yeah, it was crazy.
That shit fucked me up. I was up at night like, oh shit. I don't want to go nowhere by myself and get turned into a pastrami sandwich.
No. Yo.
This shit crazy, dog. Yeah, I don't know if I recommend it because it had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. It was also disturbing as fuck. So
Is it a
it,
horror movie? Because it like kind of looks like one, but I can't 100% tell. But like you're talking to me like it's like scary, like
I
is it
don't.
scary like horror movie scary or like
It's
yeah I
like
don't know.
psychological thriller. I feel
Okay.
like psychological thrillers fuck me up way more. Like I'm not scared of a monster or something. Honestly, the scariest shit would be like Bad Credit, like a movie about someone
Son.
that just never make it out the jam. Like, yo, that's fucking scary, dog. Like being stuck in the same place, that's scary. I'm not scared of no monsters and shit.
Yeah,
I would
nah.
probably text them out here, like, yo, you better have some butt on you with all that crazy shit.
That's real, honestly. Like I love a good monster movie, but they don't like super scare me in the way that like I'm thinking about it right now. There was a Black Mirror episode back when like everybody was obsessed with Black Mirror. It was the one with the blonde dude who was like playing the virtual reality game that attaches itself to your brain and like the
Yeah, that
yeah
shit.
you that like because like for anybody who hasn't seen it like the basic premise is like he's playing this virtual reality game that taps into the back of your brain and it like uses like it creates a custom experience based on what you're most afraid of. So like everybody's experience with the game is different and like I'm a spoil the ending, sorry, because I gotta talk about this. Like he wants like it turns out that like he has like a not so great relationship with his mother and like that like manifests in a way that like causes him to die while he's playing the game and like
Yeah, when
he's just
she called his phone.
right, she called his phone and it fucking short circuited the thing and like the whole time like he's just like having a seizure in the chair and like having a nosebleed and he's just going like mom and it's like the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like literally I watched that shit. I called my mother the second that shit was over. I was like, hi, like, you don't have to know why I just called you, but like, we got to talk for a second. Like, that was like, that was maybe one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. I was like, nah, absolutely not.
No cap, that shit was scary as fuck. I'm,
Mm-mm.
I'm scared of Black Mirror still, because all that shit is gonna happen. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
probably.
Like all of it, all of it, bro. Trying to get my light set up. You know about these? Every
Yeah, no, I got one outside.
everybody got one nowadays. You need
Yeah,
one of these.
man. You need a ring light. I'm lucky because I got like a lot of really nice natural light coming from outside, and I got a fan with like a big ass light on top. So I don't need it in here, but like if I do shit in my kitchen, I have a ring light.
I hear you. Shit's like a game changer.
Yeah, for real. Um, but the like most everything in Black Mirror is probably gonna happen at some point. I agree. This shit is freaky, but
That's why it scares me.
then on top of like I feel like I read a story not too long ago about like someone who found like traces of human meat in like food they ate somewhere. Like I don't think it was at like a big chain restaurant, but there was like some like local spot that was just like, oh, there's like trace amounts of human flesh in like this. I don't remember what it was, but like that's more plausible than I think people realize. And like like
I'm
it's
about to
like
go. Fuck that.
what happened?
I said I'm about to go plant based because there's mad missing people. I don't. Nah.
Hey man.
Nah.
Nah, bro. I went to Greedy Vegan for the first time in my life in Bed-Stuy like 2 weeks ago, and I had a po' boy with oyster mushrooms on it. They were like deep fried mushrooms on like on like I forget what kind of bread it was, but it was like that with arugula and like some chipotle veganese. And when I tell you that that shit really like tasted like oysters, like an oyster po' boy, I was like, You know, like I love a good plant-based substitution, but not all plant-based substitutions are created equal. We got to put that out there.
right? Like I still think Beyond Beef is beef. I look at that shit. I'm like, that is beef. They are lying to you guys. I know it feels good. The vegans are like, this is the best burger ever. I'm like, yo, that's definitely meat. Kangaroo or some shit. But it's not
Stop.
it's definitely not chicken or beef.
Oh,
Some
stop.
kangaroo zebra meat that they passed on to niggas talking about, yo, it's vegan. My dad is scared of Beyond Burgers because he's Jamaican. He said, I don't know what the people put in that. So you're telling me it's not meat. I'm like, it's not. He said it's red like meat. I don't want that. Like,
That's the
damn.
duppy talking. That's crazy.
I don't want that.
Nah, I had a really good Impossible Burger from Lucky's. They make it with like it's made of like seitan
Mm.
and like onions and stuff. Like that shit was fucking crazy. Like maybe like I've had a Beyond Burger and an Impossible Burger. They're good. I'm not mad at them, and they definitely have like if you're really looking for like that substitute, it's cool, but not like my favorite thing ever. You know, like I would honestly just rather like 80% of the time I would just rather have a burger. Like I would just rather eat the meat. Like that's just me. You know?
It's real. I don't really know what's going on in those other things.
Yeah.
But one day I'm just go straight alkaline. That's my dream. That shit is hard
Yeah.
as fuck because I've been saying that. I'm like, yo, by the time I turn 30, I'm gonna be an alkaline diet, drink only water. I'm like, bruh, that shit's coming up soon, and I'm not anywhere closer to like
Hey.
being that healthy. I don't know how people do it. I don't know
Yeah,
how
me
people do
either.
it. How they're just like, yo, I just eat avocados and fucking tomatoes, mix it up in a bowl with some salt. That's my dinner, like, bruh. I've
You're
been
like,
eating
what?
food. I've been eating food. I want
Yeah.
to change it though, because from what I'm learning, people feel so much better living that way. Like they don't get as sick, they just feel better. But damn,
Right.
taste is such a big thing to me.
Oh, me too. Facts. Like
I'm
I'm
constantly
yeah, I'm big on balance, you know, because like my sister used to be vegan, and like I picked up some cool shit from that. Like you can make cornbread with like applesauce as the binding agent instead of eggs. That's pretty cool. But like, you know, I just like to incorporate as much as I can and like try to be as healthy as possible. Like I was just like what I do last night. I had some like frozen fried rice with some avocado on the side. I just like cut up a whole avocado and just like put it in a bowl with some salt and pepper. And like it was beef. I had beef fried rice with carrots, onions, and I think green beans in it, maybe, or like some sort of, or maybe like green onions. I can't remember, but they kind of look the same. But you know, like Like balance is cool. There's plenty of good places to get cool protein. Like, you know, like you can get protein from like lentils and beans, but it, you know, like it's like a flavor and a
I
taste and a
get
texture thing. Like I'm so weird about textures, you know, like it's
I hate quinoa. I really hate it. I don't know why. I don't like grainy stuff, like really grainy
mm-hmm.
outside of rice, like, which is like hilarious because they say, yo, rice is a terrible thing. Don't like my parents don't really eat rice. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are like keto. I would never go keto. I
Yeah,
would
hell
never
no.
throw away all the carbs is the like it's like the best part when it with the
Yeah.
meat, you know what I mean? A little mac and
Yeah.
cheese are like, nah, we don't eat that. A lot of LA people are on a keto diet.
Yeah, nah, it's just like
Animal soil and that's it. And some of these meat, they just roll up the meat and cheese and eat it like bread. I need a bread on my sandwich.
yeah,
You're
nah,
bugging.
that's different. That's different. Like that's I would honestly rather go vegan. I'm not gonna lie. Like, oh shit.
Right. At least they could eat food.
Like um but what else was I gonna say? Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But I'm glad to hear the movie's good. I want to try it because that's been because that's been on my list since I first heard about it, and it just like it remind you ever see Sweeney Todd before, the Demon Barber of
Oh,
Fleet Street?
I'm putting that on my list.
It,
There's
it's
mad movies I didn't see honestly because my mom is Christian as hell. So if it's kind of old, I didn't. There's like I literally have to watch mad movies because like I was watching like VeggieTales, Bible Man. Bible Man is the worst. Have you ever heard? You know what that is?
I've heard of Bible Man. Yeah, no, I
Oh,
know Bible Man.
yo, in your free time, just you go on YouTube and type in Bible. Yo, that shit is hilarious. It's comedy now as an adult. I was like, yo, my mom was really playing with me, making me watch like only Christian movies. It was a non-secular household, so like I missed out on a lot of movies. I didn't see Love and Basketball until I was like in college, and people were like, "You're not black, bro. What? How did you not see it?" I didn't see Harry Potter, none of that. Like Pokemon, I had to sneak and watch. Dragon Ball Z, I only got to see because when I went to my cousin's house, they were obsessed. So that's what I
Yeah,
watched.
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
But like I tried to turn it on at home, and he said, "Ah," my mom was like, "Turn this demonic shit off." And they said, "Why are you screaming?" I'm like, "He's powering up." She's like, "You're a girl. Turn this shit off. What the fuck are you watching?"
Yeah, like oh man, yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't even imagine your mother just like walking into the room and being like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
Yeah, she thought I was broken because I like had Barbies and shit, but I also would steal my cousin's Dragon Ball Z figurines or whatever figurines. She would just catch me playing with those. Like, what are you doing? Like, you don't like your dolls? I'm like, nah, I want to make everything fight. Ah, I was mad weird. Got all my dolls hair off.
You were all inclusive. You wanted everybody to be in on the action.
Right.
Shit. But like, like that's really, it's always really interesting to talk to people who grew up in such strict households when it comes to like non-secular stuff, because like that's like that shapes your perspective in a way that it doesn't do for everyone. But like for you, like what was like the first experience you remember? It could be secular or non-secular, but like what was the first experience you can remember having like watching a movie? And it's so funny you said the cousin's house thing, because I always say like it could be at the theater or your cousin's house. So it's always funny to hear people say at my cousin's house, because that's such a real thing. I don't know if people realize like that's like especially for Black people, like that's such a real thing that happens. But yeah.
My mom would work, so she would send me there for the whole damn summer pretty much every day. So I was like, I bet I'm getting into this. All the fucking shit I can't watch. It's lit. So I would be just watching I was allowed to watch mad cartoons. Like as soon as she heard a demonic voice, which is like any voice, like she's like, that's demonic, turn it off. It's gonna be it's like what?
They got Bugs Bunny literally pulling up on Satan and hell and shit. Like
I was fake, and I would go to school and they'd be like, "You seen that new Yu-Gi-Oh episode?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "What happened then?" I'm like, "I got caught one time." I was like, "I have no clue, bro. My mom doesn't let me watch it." Like the opening credits, and then it was over.
It's be like Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know what that is, Mom. What like? Yu-Gi-Oh. what are you talking about?
Pokemon? I don't know. Pokemon Pocket Monsters. Who says the whole shit like that? It was the church that we went to. So I went to Times Square Church. It's a huge church. It's still running. It's a big, rich church. You feel me?
Wow.
And I stopped going when I was like 17 because I was over it. So one day I just told her, "Yo, I'm not going." She was like, "What?" And it took like 3 weeks of I just stayed in the bed like, yo, I can't. I physically cannot. I got mad homework. I just used high school as an excuse.
Right.
I was in the choir for like ever, bro. Like I had to go there every Saturday and shit. It's crazy. I think it kind of helped me with music though, because it started my love for music kind of. Like some of them songs in the church, they was popping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vocal registers going on. It'll teach you a lot. That's why Kanye loves gospel the way he does. They have a whole pocket they get into.
Yeah, like that's like, Yeah, because like I grew up, I went to church for a bit until I was probably about like 9 or 10. And then my parents pulled us out of the church we were going to because our pastor didn't like gay people, and my dad was like, nah, we're out of here. And then like they just and then like my parents pulled us to the side and we're like, all right. So I don't know if I told this story before, maybe I have, but long story short, they were like, all right, if you want to keep going to church, if you believe in God and want to keep doing that, fine, do your thing. But like, if not, we're not going to force you. Like, they let us make our own choice. And I was like, I'm out. Like I didn't really have that connection to it. So I was like, I'm out. But being in the church and hearing, like, yeah, like you said, like the vocal arrangements, like gospel is a beautiful thing. Like, like regardless of how you feel about religion,
That's
like
the
I
only
love
part of the
gospel music. Like,
service that I
yeah.
liked, because like the choir at that church is immaculate. They have like a whole orchestra. They have like a thing that comes out of the ground with the. It's a lot, it's a lot. It's like majestic church,
That's
like
crazy.
ceilings has like ancient paintings. I don't know where they got this church from, or who built it. It had to be something before that, but it's like
Yeah,
a
it sounds.
huge theater. So I used to love like the gospel part, like the singing, and then when the preaching came on, I'm like, oh, I gotta go to sleep. This is
Get
too
me
much.
out of here. Yeah. Yeah.
And they had
I'm sorry. What?
my bad.
No,
They
you
had
good.
3 services, and she used to make me go to all three, and it would be
Damn.
a different sermon each time, but it was crazy. Like, I'm really in church from 9 a.m. to like 8 o'clock is when we're going home. Like, it was a lot. I think that's why I don't
Nah.
go to church now. I paid my dues, Jesus.
Yeah. 12-hour days.
Right.
12-hour days. That's different. um, you got me thinking now because I've been watching it a lot. You ever see the Righteous Gemstones before?
What's that?
So, it's a show on. It's like a new-ish show on HBO about a family that runs a mega church in, I think, South Carolina. It's in one of the Carolinas, and like John Goodman's in it, and Danny McBride. I think he created the show too. So like it's just like about them running this church, and like about like the fact that they're just like horrible, like self-obsessed people who are just like in it for the money, and like not the like the show itself isn't necessarily anti-religion, but it's very much like anti-megachurch and like anti-tele-evangelist and shit. And like it's just like these like horrible southern white people just like manipulating and fucking with each other, but like they're all like Christian on it's super fire. It's on HBO. I think the second season just ended. And or
How
no,
much?
it did just, yeah. No, it's tight. If you get a chance, you should watch it. It's a lot of fun. Um and I didn't realize until recently that like Danny McBride, the guy who created Eastbound and Down, he was in like Pineapple Express and shit. Like he like grew up like in like I think his family either like ran a church or like participated in like a small church in his like Virginia town. Or like I was watching like behind the scenes thing about it. I'm just like, people who like grew up in the church always have like a really interesting relationship with that shit. Like as they get older, whether it's like a good or a bad one. I'm just like always intrigued by that, like especially when it's like mixed and not necessarily like positive, all the way positive or all the way negative. Like I'm always really intrigued by that. I don't know why.
Yeah, for me, I would say it's mixed, because I did enjoy some aspects, like the food and my greedy
Right.
ass. They had food. They had food every Sunday. Like, people would cook at home and bring. Like, so this church has mad different nationalities. They said like 100 and something. It's like one of the pride and joys of the church. It's very multicultural.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting like Japanese food, Caribbean food, like what, everyone came together in like a potluck every Sunday though. The same group of people would bring food. And there was this one lady, she would make a cake. I was like, yep, I'm going to church just for a cake.
That's hard.
I was a greedy ass kid. Food was my love. So facts. I dad used to go to church sometimes for the food.
Hey, nah, people will put their ankles in that church food like all the time. Like it
Take it
was
for
it
Jesus.
was
It's amazing.
yeah, no, they're trying to show out so they could get it, so they could ensure their place like 40 years down the line and shit. That's so funny.
Right.
That's so funny. As you grew up and stuff started to like loosen for you and you started to watch more movies and shit, do you remember the first movie that kind of made you fall in love with movies as something more than just like entertainment? Like not even in like a artful kind of way, but just like something that made you kind of stop and be like, this is a movie, like this is an experience type shit.
I'll say Final Destination. Facts. Final Destination, because
Wow.
it was a DVD. One of my cousins, I stole from her. Like I stole her DVD because I had a little DVD player. My dad got me when I was like, yes, it's time. I'm gonna finally watch what I want to watch. And I stole that. I didn't even know what it was about. It just looked cool. Like Final Destination. She had a bunch of DVDs. I stole like three of them. And that was the best one out of the three. And it actually messed with me because it made me scared of regular things. Like, yo, that movie can make like a wind blowing like scary. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Why did her why did her pencil fall off the table like that? That had me paranoid about everything. Like, but I really liked how it was shot and like just the whole movie itself. It got corny over time. Like after the third one, I believe. I didn't really like it anymore, but that was my guilty pleasure because my mom had no idea I had possession of that DVD. So I was just running it up. I watched it like mad times. I've seen that movie way too much. It's bad.
I
But it was fake, like all I had.
Right. That's crazy. Like the opening sequence for the first Final Destination is maybe one of my favorite like opening scenes in any movie ever, with just like them in the plane, and like the plane goes down. It's like the whole idea of death like settling up with people who like manage to dodge. I don't know. It's just, this shit is crazy. And there was the fourth one wasn't too good, but then they made two more. And I think the last one they made, I really loved and appreciated the last one they made, because like the whole time it's like it takes place in the 90s, but you don't realize it until like near the end when you're looking at it. It's like, wait a minute, nobody has a cell phone. Like there's no
Right.
like iPods or shit. And then the last one ends with them getting on the plane that crashes in the first, like just that beautiful full circle moment. I was like just the fact that they made the movie so well that you didn't even stop to think like, wait a minute, what when does this take place? And then like
Right.
it was just really like on top of the fact that they just tried to keep on one upping the deaths and shit, which I'm always a big I'm a sucker for that type of shit. But like for them to like bring it full circle the way they did and just do it so clean and so subtle and not have me realize it until the very end, I was like, well fucking played, y'all. Like I would go see one or two more just to like see them. Yeah, I'm like I love the Final Destination movies. I love them,
I,
love them, love them.
I
Like,
need one. We need one with Netflix does the budget for me or some big platform, and we need more Black people on it because it
come
would be
on.
hilarious. It would be hilarious and good at the same time because that's how I feel about like Jordan Peele films. Like they're
See,
funny and they have the scary aspect, and it's kind of like hilarious though. And it's because it's us. We are funny in any situation. Like that's
right.
kind of how Black people deal with trauma. We just make like mad jokes and it's low key like us, where she's like where the daughter's like cutting the dad's ass and shit. Like, bro, you guys are in a whole situation where life or death, and you're making jokes. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
But
yeah. No,
that's one of my
sorry,
favorite.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I cut you off like four times.
No, that's cool.
No, it's
That's,
not
I was
cool.
gonna say, that's one of my favorite directors right now.
Yeah, no, Jordan Peele's incredible. Like I love like Get Out is one of those movies that I'm never gonna forget where I was the first time I saw it. Like that's gonna be a movie we talk about in like 15 years. And like that's kind of the one that like I feel like everyone is still trying to. I just said this. I just said that it's on somebody else's podcast not too long ago. I don't know if it's gonna be out, but I was on Breaking Adams recently. Shout out to Chris and Submit. But anyway, like I feel like everybody's still chasing Get Out. Like 5-6 years later, like everybody making horror movies in that vein is still chasing Get Out, for better and for
Right.
worse. Like mostly worse. It's just like that's one of those like singular, like no one's ever gonna make a movie like that good ever again. Like move the fuck on. Like he
Right.
he just he just like he just like gets it in like these really subtle and like cool ways that you really couldn't like I couldn't think. Like there's so many aspects of that movie that I love that are so hard to describe. Like even the intro to Get Out, where Lakeith is walking through the neighborhood and he's on the phone, and then
Mhm.
like his decision to like show him getting abducted by whoever it was, but like not show the upper parts of their body, like like it almost looks like he's like being hung because his like legs are dangling in the air, and it's like real tense and just like makes me so uncomfortable every time I watch it. Like just like
Right.
just like he just knows what makes, like he not only does he know how to make things scary, he knows how to like communicate like the horror, like the horrors of being black on occasion in these like really crazy, like that scene alone just like really just like I think about it and it makes me fucking freak out a little bit. Like
Right.
just really beautiful. Um I didn't really think Us was as good as Get Out, but it's still like really really good. And like Lupita Nyong'o fucking, she didn't win an Oscar for that and she should have. Like
Right.
that was one of the times when I knew I was like, yeah, these shits don't mean anything anymore. Like this doesn't mean
Nah,
shit
she
to me.
killed that role for real. She killed that role. He's dropping Nope. Nope is next.
Yeah, Nope's
That's
in
gonna.
July. I'm so hyped.
Ooh, can't wait. I
Yeah,
can't-
yeah, and it looks like it's gonna be an alien invasion movie this time, which I'm what I'm interested to see what he's gonna do with aliens. Like,
Nice, nice. That's kind of scary though, because we haven't had like any good modern alien shit really. So I'm like,
yeah,
now we haven't. And that's, I feel like they're coming. They've warned us several times. Bro, yo, they are. They're like, bro, they're coming.
yeah.
They
No, like
literally
we're not alone out
after,
here. Definitely not.
after COVID, I believe anything can happen. Yeah, because like what? Everything has happened while I've been alive. So I'm just like, yo, what is next? Let's go. Like I'm I'm fully ready for it
Right.
mentally. I expect the craziest shit at all times.
Yeah, I
So
get it. You know, like we all kind of went through like collective trauma. Like COVID was like we all experienced that at the same time. Like that's a, and you know, like it's gonna be crazy in like 10 years when there are people who like weren't born or like alive when COVID happened, and you're gonna have to like explain that. Like that's such a, like I'm not ready for that. Like that's gonna be really fucking weird. Like you're like
it
I'm
was really hard for a month. It's
like
crazy.
yo, like for more than a month. Like I didn't leave my house for almost like 3, to keep it a buck.
Same.
Like it was just like like at that
I
point you're gonna feel
think the lockdown was a month though, where you're like, where they were like, don't fucking go outside.
right,
Like if
right.
you get, just go to the supermarket in like a condom because you're fucked. So just grab what you can grab. Yeah, everyone had the craziest mask. Well, they just made up mad shit. I seen a
Yeah.
lady in East New York. She had plastic bags on her hands, bro. Like she tied them.
No.
Hands and
Uh-uh.
feet. I'm like, yo, what is that gonna stop? Like, I don't understand. People were really unhinged, bro,
Yeah.
including myself, because I was just like, do I make music or is the world ending? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
since I had the like equipment in the crib, it was a lot of times I didn't do shit because I was just like, I don't know what's happening. I don't think my
Yeah.
brain can handle creating anything right now. I'm just gonna like binge watch mad shit. So like, I caught up on so much TV. I recorded a little bit, but for the most part, yeah, I was just like shook it.
Yeah, like we had no idea what was about to happen. Like it was just like every there was like new updates every day, and it was like before we just had no idea what was going on in like a really like scary, fatal type of way. So I
Yeah.
get it.
We I turned on the news, they were like, everyone has died. It's over. Like, yo, what? I don't know
Yeah,
what's
it's like oh
uh,
wait, I just realized I wanted to say something about the Final Destination thing because you were talking about making it for Netflix. You know how they do like the interactive like choose your own adventure shit? They
they
should
should
do one of those for Final Destination.
that would be fire.
That's a
Didn't
free idea, Netflix. Like
Black Mirror tried that, right? It was like Bandersnatch. Like, what the fuck is a Bandersnatch, right? What you guys, what are you talking about? But if they could get that for Final Destination, that would be better than Bandersnatch. That shit was weird, bro. I don't think
Bandersnatch was no way.
did you watch it more than once? Because I did not.
Just once. Wait, no. I did it. There were like a couple times where like I chose stuff to the point where like I think I like killed the guy. So I think I might have like restarted it a couple of times. But
I
like
never even played.
it was cool, you know, like it like I like choose your own adventure stuff like that. I was like big on those remember those Goosebumps books that were all choose your own, yeah, like, I was big on those. So like I did that, but they put out a new one with I think it was created by the Black Mirror guy, but it's like an animated one called Cat Burglar, where it's like a Tom and Jerry type of thing, where it's completely animated and like the cat's trying to get into a museum and steal an art piece, and like the dog is like a security guard, and you have to answer like random trivia questions, and if you don't if you get a certain amount of them wrong, the cat dies in like classic cartoon fashion. Like he'll get like chopped up and turned into like a sandwich, or like he'll get flattened by an anvil, and like you get 3 lives, and if you fuck it up you got to start over again. But like that was really fun, you know, like it was a lot less tense than the Bandersnatch thing, because like Bandersnatch was like it's like heavy on the drama because it's basically a Black Mirror episode, so
Yeah.
it's like heavy on the drama. But like Cat Burglar was fun and cute, and like if like if y'all haven't tried it, like it like I think it only takes like a half hour, maybe 45 minutes if you fuck up a bunch to get through the whole thing. But um
Cat burglar.
but nah, like Final Destination, like like a Final Destination movie would really benefit from that like choose your own adventure type thing, because like you could save people or you could let them die. Like the possibilities are endless. Like
That would be fire. Netflix gonna pay you for that idea though. They won't. They'll
nah, they
steal
won't.
it.
Yeah, nah. We'll see. Nah, we'll see it in like 8 months, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we're doing this," and I'm just just remember where you heard it first. Remember where you heard it first.
They definitely gonna slide with that one.
Yeah, like so yeah, let's jump back over to the music real quick before we move on. Like yeah, like you mentioned that like hearing gospel and just like stuff in the church was kind of your was kind of like your first experience like falling in love with music. Like but like as you grew older and you kind of started to forge your own tastes and shit, like where did music kind of take you from there? Like yeah, where did music take you from there as you got older?
When I was in middle school, I was listening to like Lupe Fiasco, Kanye, uh, Linkin Park, a lot,
Hey.
a lot of random bands too, because like I had like a bunch of different friends, you know, and I would just collect their music from them. And shout out Rockamouth. I don't know if you know him, but he's from Pro Era, and we went to middle school together. His name is Rockamouth. We went to middle school together, and he put me on to Linkin Park and Lupe. So shout out to him. He gave me the CDs. You know when you burn a CD back in the day, so
Yeah.
I could hide it from my mom. We dad wrote Christian songs and just put it in there. She never checked. So
That's hard.
shout out to that. Yeah, like I always liked all types of music. I think outside of like I don't like soca music. I don't care if they come for me. It sounds like pots and pans. I can't listen to it. And that carnival music. It sounds like mad pots and pans just fell out some
Oh,
pantry. I don't like it. I like reggae, but like to an extent. Like I don't like the raunchy shit where he's like flipper and throwing. Like, girl, none of these women are safe right now. This song is scary as hell. I'm not
Yeah,
fucking.
nah. Dance hall DJs get kind of crazy sometimes. Like I love reggae and dance hall, but the DJs get real intense sometimes. Like you gotta be in a zone for that type of thing. Like a yeah,
They
time and
be
a place. Time and a place.
crazy, like bro, chill, craziness. But yeah, and country music, I can't get with that. I'm sorry, I can't
Yeah.
do it. But everything else, though, I'm really kind of open to, and I listen to everything. It's cliche, but my favorite band is Tame Impala.
Hey man, come on.
Hey, people
It's
like, oh, everyone loves Tame Impala. Oh well, because they're good at it. They're good, bro.
right.
Every
Cliches are cliche for a reason. Like, like
every album has impressed me in every way. So I would love to work with Kevin Parker. That's like a dream. I seen he's like doing a show with Jungle Pussy in Brooklyn. I'm
yeah.
how am I not going? I want to cry. Every time they come out here, I never know until like too late. It's like, oh, fuck you. You can't see. It's
Yeah.
messed up. Have you ever seen them live?
Never. I've always wanted to. I really liked his new album a lot. And of course, like the first two and like Currents, like Currents is I feel like for people like our age and a little younger, that's like a modern classic. Like I love just really
Yeah.
beautiful fucking like I feel like Tame Impala is kind of like the textbook definition of like vibes. Like whenever I think vibes, I think Tame Impala. It's just like they're there. It's like you said, it's a cliche, but like cliches are there for a reason. Like they have to be established and true to become cliches. So fuck it. Like good
Right.
is good.
People be mad, but I don't know a lot of bands right now. Like when I was growing up, there were so many fucking bands. Like I can't even name all of them right now. There were so many bands, and I feel like nowadays either I'm not tapped into that world, or they just not being showcased because I don't really. I mean, there's no like big mainstream bands. Everyone's
Yeah,
kind of
not
like
really.
on their own, trying to like even like the pop. It's more like pop and hip hop, but it's like hip hop because they really everything is just hip hop, look high key.
Right. And it's crazy because like Tame Impala, they're only a band when they tour. Like Kevin
That's
Parker
fine.
does like all yeah, like I'm sure but like for anybody listening, like this is also a cliche that Tame Impala fans are always like, it's all Kevin Parker, but like it's all him. Like he records and mixes and masters his own music and shit. That's always really impressive. Like I didn't learn that until the new one. Like I didn't learn that until like a year ago, and I was like, whoa, like so that really made me even more impressed by him. But like the touring band looks really tight. I've just never had the opportunity to see them live. One day though, we'll make it happen for both of us one day.
Have you heard? Damn, I'm trying to remember their names. Salute, Salt,
Oh
SA.
yeah, it's like Salt or something. Yeah, no, they're fire.
Who are they? Like, what the hell? Who
Um,
knows?
I knew I like learned like one of the members of the band is like an established artist who I don't remember right now. But like they're amazing. I love they put out that album back in like what? Like 2020 maybe. That I think they put like two out in the last 2 years, and
Yeah.
they were both cool. I can't remember who's in it, but like they're like they stay anonymous, and like somebody either like played an instrument or like wrote or like sang for them. They're like, I know, and I'm like, I really like the person, but I'm gonna remember in like 20 minutes and be mad about it. But no, they're great. I like them a lot. I've been meaning to re-listen to that album too. So thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, me too. It just hit me. I was like, what is that band? But I don't know how to spell their name. I just keep fucking it up every time I try to look them up. I type in like salt.
I think
What
it's
is it? It's like, God.
I think it's SAULT. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, salt, but that's salt.
Oh shit.
Salty salt. Yeah, they need it.
Yeah.
Need to do a
Uh,
Q&A. I don't know what's going on at all.
oh man. But nah, that shit is hard. I just it's gonna like it's all gonna come back to me later. But they're really cool. And yeah, like now that I think about it, like there aren't like super many like like the only other band that I could think of is like the Free Nationals, like Anderson Paak's people. But like
Right. But
oh,
then it's
oh, sorry.
who you got? Nah, I wasn't
Um,
gonna say.
um, I was gonna say, how could I forget the homies in Poetic Thrust? Shout out to Poetic Thrust. They're fucking amazing.
Facts, facts,
Yeah,
facts.
yeah. No, shout out to Nakama and all of them, bro. They're the best. We
I
all
went
went to
to
college
high
together.
school. I went
Oh,
to high
word?
school with Yo. You know Yo.
Yeah. Shout out to Yo. Yo is crazy.
Right, facts. We went to high school and college together. Crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. Nakama and I went to college together, and
Wait, did you
there's
go to Purchase?
I went to Purchase. Yeah.
I went to Purchase. That's
What?
hilarious.
When? What?
No cap. I was
Wait, no. When did you go to Purchase?
from 20, I think it was 2012, 2011. No, 2012. And I went for 2 years and I dropped out.
I graduated in 2014. How did I never see you around?
I was fat, so maybe. Yeah, I'm fucking I also never left my dorm room or the food court. Yeah, I was running those meals up. I was honestly recording, like, so I never really left my dorm room. That's when I
Felt
first started recording type shit.
that's I'm just like blown that like we were there at the same time and I didn't know that. That's
Not fat.
crazy. I was there from 2010 to 2014. I graduated in 2014.
I did culture shock 1 year too, probably before you graduated. That's insane. That's crazy.
You got to remember what year and tell me later cuz like that's wow. I'm like wow.
I'm like, you went to school in the comment. Me too, bro. I know all of them. I used to I met them around the time Mark met them. Well, yo,
Right, yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. And yeah, shout out to Jaden, their saxophone player. He also went to Purchase. And yeah,
Mad talented people went to Purchase.
yeah, for real. Like it's kind of crazy. Like I knew Despot, the rat. Yeah. He went to Purchase too. He went to Purchase like I think like maybe like almost a decade before we did. He booked Culture Shock 1 year, a couple of years actually. And I think he like got Doom to play.
That's crazy.
I want to ask him about it one day. But like yeah, that's hella fucking people went to Purchase and like I like people tell me and I'm like what? Like I went to Purchase. Like the fact that you were there and I didn't know it is just wild to me. Like
Steve's also performed at Purchase. I don't know if you were there for that.
I might not wait. I might
It
have
was
been there, but I didn't see it. I don't know. What year was it? You remember?
I, I'm gonna ask my homie, but it was Joey Badass. It was like Mickey Blanco opened up and then Joey Badass 1 year. And Steve's performed there. So that was like his last show was at Purchase too. It's crazy.
God damn. Wow. So that must have been while I was there. It had to have been
It
because
definitely was. Like, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
because like 1999 came out in 2012, which means it's 10 years old. Holy shit. But yeah, oh wow. All right. Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember being there for the Steez thing or Joey Badass. So
And
I gotta look
crazy
into that
show.
and ask some people. That's nuts.
Yeah, that was a wild show. Yeah, it was insane. It was like packed. So I don't know if maybe you went away for the weekend because it was sometimes I would go away for the weekend or whatever. But try to remember. It might be in there. Somebody you know knows that. Somebody you know
I'm
remembers.
I'm sure. Nah, I'm gonna have to go look up the date and figure out where the fuck I was for that. Cause like what? Shit. Um Yeah, sorry, you just fucking blew my mind. Like that was all. That was all a lot.
Wait, what? You went to
Yo,
poor? They said poor choice.
poor choice. Yeah, yeah. People still call it poor choice. Like I appreciate all the networking and stuff I was able to do there, and some of those classes I still kind of use that stuff to this day. But like that was pretty much it.
I
I
needed
was.
to I needed to go there for my freedom because like when I first went there, I didn't even smoke weed, bro. I didn't even drink or smoke. I was like, hell
Ah,
no, what? And they were like, yeah, you're not gonna make it too long with that attitude. You need to smoke something. It's stressful out here. I was like, damn. And little did I know, like by the end of the semester, I was rolling up my own shit.
that shit is crazy, bro.
Damn, it's crazy. My mom like sent me. I honestly I went to Purchase to get away from like the strictness, so I could really like try to rap. And I got like I
Right.
had like the little studio stuff inside my dorm, and basically, so yeah, going there opened that up for me because everybody was making music. Everywhere I turned, there's
Oh
somebody.
yeah.
Yo, you can come to our dorm and record if you want. Like it was crazy, bro. It was like I needed that. You feel me?
Right. Yeah. Like that's yeah. Like, I was gonna ask this a little later, but I guess before yeah, I guess I'll switch these around a bit. Yeah. Like when did you decide, like was it being at Purchase that kind of made you decide you really wanted to pursue music like for real and not just like as a hobby, or like when did you decide that it was time to do that?
So I would say when I seen my other friends in like New York becoming artists, I got like FOMO. I was like, what the fuck? I'm in this college. Nah, I think I was walking and I heard somebody playing the Underachievers, and I was like, I know those guys. What the hell? And then they're like, yo, these guys are so they're trying to tell me about people I already know. Joey Badass, did you hear of the underachievers? I'm like, bro, I literally know these people. And if I didn't come here, I'd probably be making music. So I was like, I should make some fucking music. This is crazy. And eventually I just left because I got a manager and all that. And I barely had a mixtape. I don't even know how I got a manager that soon. He didn't even I didn't have anything out. Honestly, I just had like a freestyle or some shit. And he was like, yep, let me be your manager. We gotta work. So I was in college and I was like, yo, I'm in college, bro. I'm not leaving. And like by the end of the semester, when I heard all their music playing around and like they're doing shows, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I gotta take a chance too because like I love doing this shit too. Why am I here? So I left and I never looked back from then.
And that's so crazy to hear. Like you just like to just like the leap of faith when it comes to just like trusting in yourself with that type of thing is always crazy on its own. But just like to hear that you started at Purchase and kind of went on the path that you did, and just to like like being at Purchase in like the early 2010s and like watching like Pro Era and all of them jump off, like like I remember when 1999 came out and like how big of a deal that was to people I knew. And it's just like I can imagine a whole bunch of fucking hipster white people running up to you talking about, oh, have you heard Joey Bad? Like that's
Like,
so funny. I can only
it's
imagine. That's
fucking me up, bro.
hilarious.
It was like I was hearing it playing. Like at one point, it was like I heard Joey playing here, and I walked, and it's the underachievers playing. I'm like, nah. I go in the dorm, they're watching the video. I'm like, nah, absolutely not. And I'm talking to these dudes, and they're like, yep, you shouldn't have went to school, you big dummy.
Hey
You're
man.
making music. When are you coming back, bro? So I was like, yeah, I need to leave, bro. I can't do this. It was really Tina that made me want to leave. I was like, nah, I gotta go make some music with her, and like I can't let these people move on and forget me type shit. Like,
Yeah, hell
damn.
no.
My mom was absolutely pissed because I
I'm
told
sure.
her, yo, I was like, I'm taking a year off. I'm super like I have anxiety. I threw some words at her. She was like, anxiety? No, 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 no. We don't do that here. Either you go to that school or you don't live here. I was like, damn, it's like that. It's like that, bro. This shit was crazy. So I really
Wow.
chose to struggle than to go back to my purchase.
That's
I was like, I can't go back to I hated class. Honestly, I just like being able to do what I want. Like, so what I really wanted was an apartment and a place to record.
right.
You're just like, go to class. I don't care about nothing in this class. I would then go to class stoned as fuck and just be like, zoned the fuck out. One of my teachers told me, like, they were like, come here, do yourself a favor and lay off the fucking grass. They said it just like that to me. I was like, damn, I just started smoking, so I was fucked up. Like off one couple hits off a joint, I go to class and I would be
Wow.
literally melting into my chair. They're like, what is good with that girl? Like I was kind of like the weirdo at Purchase. Like you would barely see me. Food, dorm, class. That's it. I was not really going out like that.
Right. Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was there were, yeah, it was definitely like that type of vibe sometimes. Like there were definitely certain days where I wouldn't like leave my shit for a while. But
Right.
I was like bopping
Winter, oh
around.
my God. Winter over there was
That shit
tragic.
was
I was
brutal.
not.
It was brutal. Nah, like Westchester County in the wintertime is awful. I don't recommend it.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like it's like not as bad as a place like Buffalo, but like it's just like it's brutal up there. Mm-mm. Um, what was I gonna say? Um, before we move on, I remember the year the Zombies played Culture Shock. They played Culture Shock right when Better Off Dead came out. Like that, I remember. I was in the crowd for that. That show was nuts. Um, and I got to tell Meech, Eric, and Juice about that when I interviewed them back when Vacation to Hell came out, and I was like, "Yo, I was at that show," and they were like, "Ah, that was Better Off Dead. Better Off Dead time was a crazy fucking time. That was a I still love that
I
project to
really
this day."
missed the early times of everyone, like everyone. When I say everyone, from Kendrick Lamar to I just missed those times when I was just discovering certain people's musics and sounds and all that.
Right.
Cause like now that I feel like I heard everything, it's like, damn, bro, I miss when I just didn't have much knowledge of shit, and I'm just like, wow, this shit is like amazing, next level shit. But now I feel like I'm spoiled, and I'm like more like, what's the word? Jade? Would it be jaded? I don't know. I'm more picky. I'd be like, a lot of shit makes me do the cringe. Like there's
Right.
things I like, and there's just things that I can't. Like I really don't like a lot of the drill music. It's very few. Like I love Pop Smoke. When I love his
Yeah.
music, like his vibe and all that. It was the voice for real. Like
Yeah.
that's
Always. Yeah. Nah. He had a great
bro.
voice.
I loved his voice. So like him and Fabio are like the only two like I really like. But then it's like a lot of songs that are like bad with the distortion on the beat is crazy. They just talking about killing everybody. And I spent on his blog and I'm like, I cannot listen to
Mm,
this. Like, bro,
yeah.
I cannot, bro.
It can
It
be a
just be
lot. It can be a
it's
lot.
like it hurts my ears, like literally. I'm like, is this what getting old feels like? Cause
Oh,
damn, maybe younger me would have been like, yeah, and I spent on his block. But right now, I don't like this at all. You know, so I
I
really
like
miss.
yeah, nah. Nah, I miss those times too. But I was just gonna say, well, actually, no. I miss those times. That was a really like like the 2010s were like really special just for a lot of reasons. Like when it came to music, yeah, just like it just kind of felt like we just watched a whole bunch of superstars grow up, and that's really beautiful.
And
But
come
on
out
top,
of actual thin air,
right, like
like that.
people like creating their own hype. Like that was like we were like watching people create their own hype, and that was like a beautiful beautiful thing to see, really inspiring in like so many ways.
I'm
And
gonna say not ruin that because it's just like we like 3 seconds of the song. And yeah, like, I literally don't hear the rest of these songs. Right? I feel like what song? But clearly, like labels are obsessed with TikTok. Like you gotta get some
yeah,
TikTok influence on this. Like yeah,
yeah,
hilarious actually.
they want those billions and billions of 3 second streams. That's they'll
You
get it
know,
they'll
and
get
they
it
like
wherever they can. Shout out to
they like
TikTok though. I have
speed up
fun
the
on there.
song.
But
Nah, I like the recipes on there. I'm not on there for music. I'm on there for like everything else, jokes. Like
Yeah,
it's a good place. It's a good place if you're not expecting anything. You know,
definitely. Food and shit posts. That's all I'm on TikTok for. Food and shit posts.
not even
um,
trying to get lit on there. It's just like whatever. If you find me, cool. If you don't, whatever.
right.
I'm gonna be out here bugging, saying whatever.
Right. There was a I was gonna say when it comes to drill, I like drill. Like there's it's not perfect, but I like Pop Smoke a lot. I like 5 a lot. I really like Shawnee Bin Laden. Shawnee Bin Laden's fucking crazy.
Forgot about I
That
forgot
Merry
about
Wickmas album that he put out at the top of that shit is fucking crazy. That's like I've been listening to that and like the Tony Snow and Grim Doza project on repeat for the past like 3 months. Like those two projects are fucking unreal to me.
yeah, facts.
But no, I get it. I get it.
I'm
It's
talking about the random ones that DJ academics be getting paid to post. I'll be like, who is this?
ew.
Next guy from New York? Like, bruh, please don't do this to us. Don't do it. Now,
Right.
like when I talk to other people in other states, they literally like associate us with drill music. They're
That's
like, yeah,
wild.
y'all making that drill shit over there. I'm like, what? Since when is that? Or like niche? It's not though. Like we make
Yeah.
fire hip hop, like of all different sounds. So it's like, bruh, you
Right.
can't.
And like drill didn't even start here. Like drill started in Chicago. So that's crazy to think that like people are so like I get that Pop Smoke was huge, but like
I
it's
feel
crazy
like
to yeah,
drill
that's
is
wild.
crazier in the UK. They just don't talk about killing everyone. They like say nice sentences over there. They're like, you guys are very nice lady. I will.
Oh man.
Yeah, my partner hates. He really hates the UK drill, and I like some of it, like nuts. I like
Yeah.
nuts, and he'll be like, "Bruh, they're so proper. They won't." He's like, "I'm gonna give her a glass of water." She like, "Bro, just oh, I like
Mm.
it, bro."
You gotta go over and listen to that grime shit because grime gets kind of crazy sometimes. But either way, like yeah, I like a lot of what they got going on over in the UK. It's like all sorts of different everything, like not even just drill, but like
Gotta go back. I'm going back as soon as I can.
yeah, you better. Like I'm trying to go to the UK for the first time ever at some point. I wanna make that happen like as soon as possible.
I'm going to Manchester. I had the worst thing happen to me on the way home. Like when I stayed in Berlin for 3 months
Right.
after breakup. But that's what the not my final form whole thing happened. And I was just like, damn, I'm ready to go home. Like I was over it. So it was time. I heard like if you stay more than 3 months, you might have issues coming back. So I was like, all right, let me go. I had a layover in Manchester, right? I'm ready to get back on the plane. And they're like, there's no plane. The wing is messed up. I'm like, the wing of what? What are you guys talking about? Like, I was just on that thing. And you telling me that the wing,
Mm-mm.
what the fuck are you guys talking about?
You're telling me
So
we almost died? Like,
So the shit didn't get resolved for 3 days. I was stuck in Manchester, and I just had this reoccurring loop of going back to the airport and being like, "Yo, is there a flight? No, there's no flights. Like we're still working on it." It was a nightmare because I didn't know where the fuck I was at. I was in the middle. I don't know where. I still can tell you. I just know Manchester. I ate the same breakfast for 3 days, and I was like, bro, I have to go home. They had like this cafe that had like crepes and oatmeal and shit. And I went to the same place every day. Went back to the airport. No, and it's dead over there. It's dead ass cold. So it was summer too. It was cold as fuck. Do not go. I think it's only if you like soccer or what they say, football. It's
yeah.
not. Nah, don't go there. Nah, it's not a vacation spot.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Especially not if it's like layover town. Like
And they never even refunded me my shit.
damn. Oh, that's even worse. Um, what's it called? So before I jump into a couple things about some of your projects, like as you got older and started to just like develop your own tastes between music and movies and all that good shit, like when did you first consciously or Was there ever a time when you consciously linked film and music together in your head and realized there were two things that kind of like complement each other?
Um, a little bit, yeah, but more like with visuals. So like a lot of music videos that I see, like I don't like when it's just a bunch of people standing around like, yo, I have more money than you. Look, look. I feel like if they did like some cinematic shit, I'd be like, yo, like run through a field or something, do some different shit with a drone, do some angles, like everything just be like jump, jump, and girls, cars. I don't like that. So I looked into movies for like ideas of like cool like shots, like because I want my videos as I progress just to be like little movies, low key, just
Mm-hmm.
how it looks, how it's shot. Like I don't ever just want to rap to the camera. I don't like videos where you just rap to the camera. Some of them call for it, but I want to do more like crazy cinematic shit, you know.
Right.
And that's why I try to watch a lot of movies. Well, the Adam Project was pretty fire on Netflix.
Oh,
You
the Ryan Reynolds movie. I haven't seen that yet either.
Yeah, that was hard. I was watching that like, yo, this would be a fire like music video concept, but I kind of already did that concept. When you see it, you'll get it. You'll get what I mean.
All right,
But
now, now that I know that, yeah, I'll tap in just because you said that. Like, I gotta know what you mean. You, so you mentioned, so like earlier you mentioned like being at Purchase and kind of like feeling, you know, like just like having FOMO from watching all the homies like doing their thing. But like shortly after that, or maybe around that time, like correct me if I'm wrong, but like you put out Radiate.
right.
And like for people who don't know, like Radiate is one of your like if not your earliest project, like one of the earliest. Like it's
Ever.
yeah, there you go. See, talk to me about like being in that position. Like, what did it like? Talk to me about making Radiate and like what it meant to kind of put that together as like your first piece of work to be like, here I am, here's Chelsea Reject.
So I literally recorded it and uploaded it on the grounds of Purchase for real. Um,
Crazy.
I was like cutting class. So first I had an idea and I was with my homie at the time and they were like, you gotta finish this shit. And I was kind of slacking. I'm like, yo, I gotta go back to class. I haven't been to class. And one of my homies was like, yo, fuck that class. We should just finish this song. So it was really me being bullied by everyone into I will always say that like rap chose me because I fought against it so much. Because I was like, I don't like being around like bad people looking at me and shit. I don't really like a lot of attention. So I'm like, nah, I'd rather be a poet, bro. So I just write poems. I went to high school with AK and like I used to legitimately do poems and he used to cut my ass like, bro, why are you walking? I had a beret. I just started my life. Yeah, I kid you not.
Damn.
I thought I figured out everything in the world. I was like, I'm a poet, bro. That's what I want to do. I want to go to school for
Damn.
poet. And like he literally was like, that's lame. Like you should rap. And I went to his crib when I was in high school. I made a little. I hated it. I was like, this is bad. Please don't put this anywhere. But from then he was like, yo, you should get your own shit, get some equipment. And I did learned it from YouTube and like him like a little bit. I would like ask questions like, yo, I was in school doing that shit on my MacBook in my dorm room. And literally, I forgot how many songs it was. It was a lot though. Um, I uploaded it and I had just got my manager before that. He was like, yeah, just upload it. Like, this is fire, man. I mixed that shit terribly. I was like, yo, YouTube help. Seriously, recorded that whole shit on GarageBand and
Wow.
mix it myself with the homies. But yeah, it was just the beginning of like me gaining that confidence to be vulnerable because a lot of those songs I was mad. That's probably the most vulnerable I ever been. If y'all really want to hear, like for real, I
Yeah.
was like sad as fuck. I was going through it. I didn't really know who I was fully, but I was like figuring it out. And that's like the scariest part of your life. You know, when you're younger, like your younger 20s, you think the world is over, bro. You're like, it is
Right.
fun.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, you're not even thinking about 30. You're not even thinking about like that. And it's crazy, like real quick sidebar as somebody who just hit 30. Like I feel like I'm just getting started, like if it's just like nothing, like everything feels like it's like ready to continue in like a cool way. But enough about me. Like so like like I guess especially since like you were so hands-on with the creation of Radiate, and like you made it in GarageBand and you mixed it yourself and you uploaded it to SoundCloud like right around the time when SoundCloud was really starting to pop the way it did. Like what do you feel like you learned about yourself like from making a project like Radiate? Like like looking back on it now, like what do you kind of look at and be like, wow, like I did that, you know,
What
if
is
you do it
happening?
all.
Hold on, let the mayhem first, like, stop. What are you guys doing? You hear this shit? It sounds like the world is ending.
Yeah, nah. I hear fucking 3 cop cars outside.
I'm like by a highway, so I don't know who they got just now, but they're gonna get. What did I learn about myself? I would say I learned that I could like really make music, honestly, because I'm really always winging it. I'm not gonna lie. Even till now, like I recently learned how to count bars, like in the pandemic, bro. Because I told someone that, and they were like, "What? You don't know how to count?" Nah, no, you're slacking. I'm gonna show you right now, right the fuck now. So like everything I do is really just like goes off feeling, you know. So like I
Mhm.
just learned a little bit of information with whatever I could with recording, but I think it's more so like how you use your voice, like your connection with your equipment, and just like being able to have that zen. I was saying music is my zen, like my therapy. And it just so happened I put that first one was really like my therapy for real. Cause I was like, damn, I feel all these things. And I'm sure other people feel these things, but if I just go and talk about it to them, they're not gonna give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna just be
Right.
confused. But if I like make a song, they might be able to understand me more. And I learned that you can relate to people really just through like manifesting something as an idea and just turning it into an actual song. So like I learned that. I learned like alchemy fake. I was like, this is crazy. Like you have an idea and it manifests into an actual thing that people can listen to. Like that's mad spiritual, you know, that's mad
Yeah,
personal.
no.
And it was a lot for me to be that vulnerable. Like my family found out and shit. They're like, this is what you're doing at the people's school. You're not making sense. My dad was kind of fucking with it though. He was like, you know, I like it. Just don't say niggas. Like, just don't say that ever.
Oh, I know the type. That's so
Right.
funny. I know the type. That's hilarious.
Ryan.
So like you kind of like you establish, or yeah, like you kind of make this statement and it's like, hey, here I am, like I'm doing this now. And then a little while after you drop Complex. And yeah, so you drop Complex and that kind of puts you on a quite a bigger platform than Radiate did. So like what do you feel was like the like purely from like a creative, like from like a creation standpoint, like what do you feel like the biggest difference between working on Radiate and Complex was?
Hold on, let me plug this computer in. The
Oh,
devil is
you're
alive.
good. Yeah, no, you don't want the shit to die. I've had that happen to me before. That shit is awful.
The devil is alive. But yeah, I didn't expect Complex to even be that crazy because I made it before I even got approached by a label or whatever. Like I had already had the whole album done, but
Hmm.
I just didn't have it out yet. You know, I had that shit vaulted. I spent like an entire summer with like Joey and a couple of other like pros. We recorded the same place. So that shit was just like full. I didn't have to think, yo. It was just so much inspiration. It was crazy. Like I don't even think I stressed making that album, which is insane. It was like after learning like the business aspect of shit and all that, I was like, damn, making an album is fucking stressful. Before all that, yo, that was probably the smoothest album. Like I was recording like every day. I had mad ideas flowing. I didn't care about Spotify or nothing like that. You know what I mean? You just
Right.
enjoying that. You know what I mean? And there's like a whole pressure with the internet now for artists because like I didn't even care about my Instagram. You know what I mean? Like I had one, I didn't even care about that shit. Likes, nobody
Right.
cared about that. We were just not as much doing this, like scrolling. We were just really working on music, like really just working on music, smoking, kicking it, freestyling, just enjoying that shit. So I feel like once I brought it to like the bigger scale or whatever, it changed a lot for me. I'm not gonna lie on the
Yeah.
creative end.
I'm sure, like yeah, because like yeah, like not only are you jumping from like doing it by yourself to kind of or like not necessarily by yourself, but like doing it on like a smaller scale to like something that's just like like Complex is like really sprawling in a way that Radiate kind of isn't.
Mm.
And like of course it brought you like a bunch of exposure and like more people, like like that's where I came in. Like that was the first time I was like, oh, Chelsea Reject, that's dope, you know. And then like after all of that happens, you mentioned earlier there was a breakup, you went to Berlin, you spent some time out there for a while, and you start putting This Is Not My Final Form together.
Right.
And like it came out in 2019, and you kind of and like you were talking about the stresses, like this is probably where the stress comes in, because you're doing this, like you're doing it on the level of something like Complex, but it's like by yourself, and like you're like independent in like the truest possible sense. So like so yeah, like talk to me about like what it was like making This Is Not My Final Form, and like what it kind of means to you now that you look back on it, because it's been the first version, not the deluxe, came out in 2019, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So like 3 years on, like like what are some of the fonder memories you have of making This Is Not My Final Form, or the not fond if you want to talk about the bad shit, but it's up to you. Like
I have a little of both. So like I guess after that, after Complex and then going back to being independent, I was kind of like discouraged for a while. Feel me? So like I think every artist goes through that where like they finally are like, damn, this is not exactly what I thought it was, you know. This is like a journey, not just a you do this and you're on and the shit like it's different for every single person. And like if you really love it, you gotta like put that work in and that time and have patience with that shit. But that's my biggest problem is like patience with creating an album. And I guess like once I had to be the one funding everything, I was like stressed out. I was like, oh, this song that I record has to go on the album. Like, yeah, we got 2 hours in this thing. You feel me? Like
right, yeah.
it changed a lot. But most having the home studio stuff saved my life. Honestly, I say every artist like still go to the studio, yes, because that's
Right.
a whole nother spaceship. But like have your shit at home because like at 6 in the morning when there's not debauchery like this going on outside. Remember that ASAP Ferg song? He said, New York don't know how to be quiet.
Yeah,
They
yeah, yeah. They don't know how to be quiet. I gotta record this at 8 p.m. It's the Put In Work remix. Yeah, no, I'll never forget it.
are wilding right now. I hope whatever's going on, they're okay. It sounds like national news and shit.
God damn.
Oh, man. But yeah, what was I saying before that? That
You were
noise.
saying no, you were just talking about the value of having a home studio and just like being able to
Yeah,
like do stuff,
yeah.
and yeah.
Even if you're not that nice, you can learn how to like just get the idea over the beat. You feel me? And like sometimes the studio is really gonna cost you a lot of money. Like especially after the Pan Beasley, oh they started
Mm,
taxing. I was like, all right, let me go after when studios started opening back up. Basically, they lost a lot of money when people were scared of a sneeze. You feel
facts.
me? And the place where you have to be on a mic in a compressed area, they're like,
Yeah, you got.
damn, I'm not making no bread. So like as soon as the shit opened back up, they're like, yo, shit, every price was up. I'm like, what's going on? It's like inflation in the
Yeah,
studio shit. Like, but I get it. Like you gotta get it how you gotta get it. So that's why
right.
you need the home studio because it saved me from not having a project. You feel me? Because I like gave up on the project a couple of times. I was like, you know what, fuck it. But it's hard to give up on something that you started already. It's like fucked up when it comes to music. I feel like because how many times do rappers be like, fuck this shit, I retire, and then they come out with another
Yeah,
album?
yeah.
Man,
2 months later, they're like, "Yeah, I'm back." That's what.
it's they're like, damn, like got to finish that shit. I gotta finish that idea. It's gonna haunt you type shit.
Right.
I
Nah,
feel
I
like
get
I'm
it.
in L. They got me.
See, I get that because that's what yeah, one more quick little sidebar. That's what this was. That's what this podcast was for me. It was like a thing, it was like an idea that I had that I just kind of kept pushing to the side. And then I was eventually like, you know what? I want to like do this, and it's just like it's and and like I'm glad you brought that up about like the studio because like obviously like on top of the cost like being in a studio like like a professional studio with like an engineer and like I don't think people realize how intimidating an environment that is, like
Right, you
it's
gotta have the right engineer, man. I've
right
had
like
terrible engineers, and that will ruin the whole. It will ruin the whole entire day. Like I was in Germany. I had like a German engineer. I went to Germany, and it was like this white dude. And he seen that I had locks, and he's like, "I've been to Jamaica before." Like trying to like,
oh no.
bro, it was so awkward. And then like I didn't record. I ended up leaving. I was like, bro, like he was asking me if I listened to Bounty Killer. He's like on his phone. I'm like, bro, like you need the right vibe of an engineer, and a lot of the engineers, you know what I mean. It's really hard to find them. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, I
I've been blessed in the past to find just great engineers that I can really
right.
vibe with.
Shout out to all the engineers because they never really get the credit they deserve. Like the good ones are just like they'll have your shit sounding like space. It's crazy, but like it's just yeah, just like being in the studio is like a being in a professional studio is a really intimidating thing. Just like just like on some like a performance anxiety type shit. So like to have a setup at home, whether it's just like like even if it's just like a microphone and fucking like Pro Tools or like even GarageBand, like that's like it helps to take the edge off and just kind of let you like tease out ideas if you want to just like do it like that. That's an incredible thing about being a creator of anything like right now because like you can have like an entire studio in your bag like as long as you have like a laptop. You don't even
You
need
can
like a
do
beat
it with the
machine.
iPad. You can
Yeah,
do the iPad.
exactly.
I just learned that
Exactly.
the other day. That shit fucked me up. I was like, nah, there's no fucking way.
Like that's what
Like,
Madlib does. Like Madlib makes all his shit on his iPad and like he's fucking Madlib, like yeah, like y'all can't see it, but yeah, Chelsea just pulled up the iPad with the software on it. Looks crazy. Like that shit is beautiful. Like
what was that when I was younger? Sheesh, these kids
man.
are stupid. Fucking would have had 1,500 songs by now. Like,
Like,
yeah, just in the
you
crib.
know, every generation only has to run like a little bit as fast as and like that's great. I love that. I
Right.
think that's beautiful. But like to me, so like to me having like having kind of been around for a while and like kind of seeing you grow especially between complex and final form, like I feel like especially with the deluxe, it feels like your most like complete and holistic thing you've ever made to me. And like I'm just curious, like what do you like do you feel that final form says anything about you as an artist that your first two projects didn't? And if so, what do you think that would be?
I feel like my first two projects, they were like they were good when like lyrical wise, like people were like impressed with more of the bars like in my earlier stuff, but I feel like I found ways to make better songs, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does. It definitely does.
I kind of like just experimenting more when I'm still trying to like find, I'm still on the quest for like that sound. I won't say I don't know my sound because I definitely do, but I feel like I can always expand on it, and I'm open to the growth to whatever, you know what I mean? I don't have like a set, like a lot of people want me to just make boom bap, and I'm like, that's cool. I got y'all. But you know what I mean? I want to like experiment. I want to like try mad shit. I literally want to learn an instrument when I stop being lazy as fuck. One of these days, I swear to God, I'm picking up a guitar or
Y-
something.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know you were talking before about like wanting to learn the guitar. I feel like I've seen you talk about that a bunch. But like it's a process, and like it takes a while. Like it's not a, like it's like you can move at your own pace and do it whenever. Like the guitar is not going nowhere, you know.
Like I don't think I have the attention span right at this moment.
And that's
but,
cool.
but I'm really with it. I'm soon. Like it's on my list of on my bucket list, you know. And I
Right.
definitely want to learn how to like be more hands-on with beat making. But honestly, it really scares me more than anything. Like learning how to make beats. Cause I'm so scared to like just have the most mids beats. And it's like you
Yeah.
can't really control that. Like with rapping, you can kind of control that. Like, you know what I mean? But with beats, you gotta learn that shit for real. And I'm like, damn, I don't really know how to make them, but I feel like the artists that make their own beats, they get deeper into their sound, and like they have like
Yeah.
more of a signature sound. I really would like that one day too. All these things is just it takes time and patience.
Right. That's a fact. Like I've been reading the Dilla book, Dilla Time, which everybody go read Dilla Time, like go buy it. Dan Charnas did a fucking amazing job first and foremost. And like just like to see the techniques that he, because like he like they like really get like granular and like specific with like the details of how he made beats and like what he did with the machine, and just like it's just it like I've always loved production, and like beats are a thing that I've always wanted to try, but like I've always kind of been in your shoes where I've kind of been like intimidated about it. But like reading the way that Dilla kind of taught himself to do all of this stuff and like picked it up from the music that he was listening to, like it's just it's like it's a process and it takes time, and you know like having that signature sound is a thing that's like that's precious and priceless. And I'm also always really intrigued and interested by like rapper producers, and like not even just like rapper producers, but like rappers who like produce their own music, because like you have like you said, there's like a deeper understanding of like you're gonna rap different over your own beat than somebody else would. Like you just
Right.
like you like understand it on a different level because you made it, and it's I just love
You
that
can chop it up
relationship.
the way you want, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's a lot.
Yeah, like nobody knows you better than you. So like it's just I'm excited to see where you go with that whenever it happens, because like that's always it's always cool to see people kind of get in there. Like that's a specific bag that I wish everybody would hop into. But like not everybody wants to produce, not everybody wants to make the music. Some people just want to rap, and that's fine too. Like
That's
but I just love, like that level of curiosity, like is great. And everybody, like everybody should feel like they can indulge in that, whether it's like in a studio or like, like in your crib, like that's the beautiful thing about being an artist today, like we were saying before. I'm kind of rambling right now. Sorry about that, but
I'm smacked. I'm fake getting the munchies right now. I'm like, what is there to eat?
yeah. But what's it called? We're almost done. I only got a couple more questions for you. You're that was just funny. I'm just still thinking about it. Just like I'm rambling. You're just like I'm smacked. That shit is funny as hell. What's it called? So you've been teasing Planet Reject for a little while, and oh, actually, wait, no. Before we get to that, I feel like we haven't specifically touched on Dragon Ball Z. because
Mhm.
like that's a thing that's very important to you. You used to walk around with the scouter shit on all the time, and like of course it's not my final form is like the Wild Freezer reference, and the cover is very like so just like yeah, I can't believe I forgot to write this question down. So Dragon Ball, like talk to me about like you mentioned earlier that you saw it at your cousin's house, but like what was it about Dragon Ball Z? Like what is it about that series that you love so much, and what does it mean to you? And like Toonami just turned 25 yesterday too, so keep that in mind too. Happy birthday to Toonami.
20. That's wild. What really made me like Dragon Ball Z more so was like them training to be better people, like the hyperbolic chamber, like coming
Uh-huh.
together to like, make energy to make a spirit bomb, like how you like greater as a group. Even the fusion, like yo, I just like everything about it. Like not necessarily the show because it got like I watch it still, but not as much because I'm old now. You know what I mean? It's like it's
Right.
still fire. Like, I need to go back like to Dragon Ball type shit. The beginning, them shits is long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but it's more like the idea behind it. Like this is not your final form. Like the power of the energy levels and shit. I think that's so dope. Now I like not a live action. Yeah.
Not again. Not again. Oh no.
It's not like a live action, but something that incorporates like these ideas, like some type of show. You know, it doesn't have to be Dragon Ball, but I like the reading of energies and like, the collecting. Like, yo, I really dead got this shit.
Wait, what is that? Is that well one of those is a Dragon Ball, I think, right?
Dragon Ball and the Dragon,
Oh yeah, no, she has
my
um
fake
um
shit.
yeah, she's got Shenron on the side of her face. I didn't see that before. That's crazy. Um
Pandemic.
hey man, let's go.
Yeah, I was in the pandemic. I was like, the world's ending, so I'm gonna get a dragon.
I showed you. Did I show you my tattoo at the show? I got a Gengar. I think I showed it to you, right?
Yeah, that's hard. It's really I
Yeah.
like minimalistic like characters too. That's one a bunch. I'm not getting any more face
Face
things,
tattoos.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey.
not trying to be trippy red or some shit. I'm, I'm good. Because at that point, people are gonna test my gangster, and like I'm not gangster at all. So it's like,
Right.
no, this is just art. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Nah, like yeah, and yeah, just like that. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people connect to Dragon Ball in those specific ways too. Like just like yeah, like like that growth and just like the constant like strive to be better and like train and like there's just like so many like universal theme like Dragon Ball is just one of those things that I think is gonna live forever. Like it's like it's not exactly the same as something like a Looney Tunes, but like
Mhm.
how like we were like watching those like almost century old cartoons like growing up. Like I feel like Dragon Ball is gonna be one of those things that it's just like it's always gonna be like in the periphery and it's just like evergreen, like always relevant, like like that's just gonna be a thing that's like everybody knows who Goku is. Like everybody knows like everybody knows the broad strokes between like Goku and Vegeta and Gohan and like like the Frieza arc and like that's just gonna be one of those things that like people like kids in like 2075 are just gonna like know and shit. My everything is fucking up right
Uh,
now. I just got a I just got a phone call and okay, I gotta hang on. I gotta put my shit on airplane mode. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I hope you heard everything I just said. I'm sorry.
nah, I heard it.
Okay, cool. So so there were a few things I wanted to touch on. You've been teasing Planet Reject for a little while. Speaking of all the Dragon Ball shit, and just because I was curious, like like what like I, I almost feel like I shouldn't ask like what should people expect from it, but like
Shouldn't
what?
expect the damn thing. Nah,
There you
let me
go.
stop.
Nah.
Nah, please don't
Not
expect that. Because you know it's the worst. Like when you like when you take a little break, like, and by little break, I mean like a year, not even 6 months, because after 6 months, people are like, "You fell off. What's going on?" Like, because we microwave
Right.
everything. But I don't like to put disclaimers behind my shit because I'm a sensitive motherfucker. And once you're like, "Yo, this is gonna be such and such," everyone's like, "Fuck, this is the worst shit ever," just because you said that shit. They're like, "This isn't
Yeah.
it. You lied." So I'm like, don't expect nothing. Feel me? Just, expect music.
Hard.
And yeah, I don't wanna jinx myself.
That's fair and valid. I'm with it. And my very last question for you, because I've been curious about this forever. Talk to me about the bubble girl thing that you've been doing. Like, I saw you. What happened?
I'm ready to fight about that. You feel me? Don't know.
Are you?
Don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Now I'm saying,
Right.
don't nobody steal my idea, because a couple of people will be DMing me like, yo, nothing. It's mine right now. Figure it out. But anyway, I did it during COVID. I got the idea from like the Flaming Lips. You know that band?
Oh yeah,
did
yeah. I
an
know the Flaming Lips.
they did an entire show where everyone was in that shit, which is really scary to me. I would not put my supporters in a bubble if they never been in one. That sounds like a liability, but I'm sure they signed, whatever they had to sign before they hopped in that shit. Because there's no way. There's no way.
Right.
But it was like COVID, and I was like, yo, that's like the fire shit ever. I'm probably gonna. My idea was just to use it in that one video, but then when I did get in it, I was like, yo, this is so me. Like I'm allergic to life right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm really like in my own bubble is like the way I put it right now. So I
Right. Yeah.
really enjoy being in it. And people are like asking me the dumbest shit when I go in there. They're like, "Can you breathe? Can you breathe in there?" Like, what? You think if I couldn't breathe, I would be walking up and down this block?
Right. Like it's not like the Rick and Morty bubble gun where there's no air in the shit.
Hey, I really want to go on water with it, but I'm scared. That's like, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared. What if that shit like just floats away and I never come? It would have to be like a pool or something. But I hate pools.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna be like you got to be like Dash in the Incredibles and like constantly be running, or else you're about to fall in that shit. Like you just got to be like in the hamster wheel, just like running across the water, like fucking on some
One
cartoon
of my
shit. That
homies
sounds
was like, "You
incredible.
should go to Prospect Park and just go out." I was like, hell no, I will die. Like, yeah, I will float into the middle of that lake. Nobody's coming to get me, bro. They're gonna be mad as fuck having to rescue a girl in a bubble. Like,
Uh-uh.
just imagine your job. They're like, "Yo, there's a girl in the middle of the water at Prospect Park." Like, what? She's in a bubble, bro. You gotta come get. Like, yeah, that would be the most embarrassing shit just on the news. Like, they would cut my ass. This girl.
Right. Yeah, no, you be down worse than DJ Khaled when he was on the jet ski and they had to go and they had to go get him at night. That was that shit was a moment. Oh man. But what's it called? I don't got any more questions, but Chels, thank you so much. This was so much fun. I've been off it for like a week and a half, so this was a nice one to kind of bring it back in and have some fun. Also everyone go listen to Woe, because Woe is out and it's hard. Shout out to Woe, the single. But yeah, nah, like thank you so much for taking the time. I really, really, really appreciate you, and I'm just like proud of your growth and always excited to see where you go next.
I appreciate you too, man. Thanks for always tapping in. I appreciate that much. Man. You got longevity. You feel me? You go back. You go back and you make sure.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good. Always do that.
nah, always. Yeah, like that's important to me. Like we're all people. Like we're not just like artists and rappers and writers and content creators. Like we're people, and like if there's a good connection, I'm always down to make a good connection. So just like thank you for that always. Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far. And And shout out to all the black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.